Hey guys, welcome back for Renovations 3. I thought I was done, but if you're looking here, there's something slightly off. So if we have a look at the front here, and this part here, we've got these little parts here of the strut. So I'm guessing they're supposed to be brown. I'm not quite sure, but it just looks uneven because you've got 1, 2, and if you put this here 3, it would balance it out way more. So since we've got some extra paint left, today we're going to do these. And the only bit that's a little bit difficult, just move that around, is where we have less definition. So just here it kind of fades into the plastic and it's really hard to tell where they go, so we'll just have to make it up as we go along for that part there. So yeah, there's a lot there and it's quite shallow, so it's going to be a little bit hard to paint, so I'm going to take my time. So just as before, we're going to need, okay, so we're going to have these paints, which is the enamel. If you want more detailed, Renovations 2, if you have a look at that video there, I go into the same amount of detail. And this is the plastic primer, and this was the brown that I colour matched as close as possible. And again, this is enamel as well, and obviously a paintbrush, a couple of toothpicks to help with the rag, just to clean out any kind of overrun that we have here. And again, there will be overrun, especially because it's so shallow, and mixing the paint as well. Toothpicks are always good. We've got some isopropyl alcohol, just my refill bottle here. It's just to clean it up before we start painting. And again, because we're using enamel, you're going to need some mineral turpentines or thinners as well. That was again from the auto store. And a clean rag. This is clean, it looks dirty, but it's been washed. So yeah, I won't film this part here. You'll just see I've got to get really close to get into these edges here. You'll just see my nose, and that won't be pretty. So yeah, I'll show you when the primer's done, and we'll leave it for 24 hours to properly cure and harden, and then we'll do the rest on, what's today, Friday, Saturday. Okay guys, done. Cheers. You can already see that it's going to balance these two out nicely, so I'm glad I did it. I can't believe I missed it, but then again, that's what I do. These two at the end are a little bit hard because there was only the edge line on this side for definition, and this side kind of fades into the plastic, so I just followed the creases where I could see it. But yeah, we'll let that dry and we'll finish that up tomorrow. And yeah, I'll post the results. It looks really nice. It's been a couple of days. It's now Christmas Eve and the primer's nice and dry, as we can see here. So now we're going to apply the brown paint. Match this, and again, give it a nice balance, because otherwise it just seems too heavy on the right side. I don't know why I didn't see it the first time, but yeah, let's complete that today. Okay guys, we're almost there. Just a couple more to go. These ones have a leading line I can follow, but they don't have one at the back, so there's no real imprint in the plastic, so I've just kind of gone where I think it looks like it's there. But as you can see, it kind of flows on from the back as well, which looks really nice. It looks much better, so much more even. But yeah, I'll give you an update when it's done. Almost there. Okay guys, and there we go. We've got this side finished, and as I suspected, it really gives it a bit of balance now. So this tower, this tower, this tower, and that one over there as well. So when it's closed as well, you've got the continuity going around the side, which looks really nice. So it turned out well. Really want to give a shout out to my paintbrush. So this one here is a detail brush as well. It made it so much easier just to get into those small spots. So yeah, I'd really recommend one of these if you're going to do something like this. Just makes it so much easier. But another thing I was thinking of while we're here is the shield. It's got a couple of bolts here, so I'm thinking I might use my silver pen, the one that I used to detail on the inside. If you remember, you go back to Renovations #1 video, where I used this one just to detail all of the bolts, and it turned out really nicely. So I think I'm just going to go through and touch up those ones there. I was thinking of doing the edge as well, but there is a lot of silver around here, so I'm not sure if I want to do that, which is a pity, because if this was all brown I could actually do that, which now that I think about it, that'd actually look pretty good too. But yeah, we'll do that next and we'll see how we go. I was just going to touch this up with the chrome pen that I showed earlier, but I decided I'm going to paint the shield brown and then do the touch up, and it'll pop just like this does. And I'll keep the skull green, although ideally I'd want to paint it a dark yellow, but I can't justify buying paint just for a tiny little skull. But yeah, I think it'll make it look good. Even just the primer now, just separating that, just looks much nicer. So yeah, I'll show you when the primer's on. We'll leave that to dry for a day, and we'll end up doing that on, what's tomorrow, Christmas Day. Okay guys, I got a bit cheeky and waited about 8 hours instead of 24 hours to let that dry. So we've done the brown around the shielding there too, left the skull green, kind of mimics the skull, sorry, the castle itself, which looks good. And tomorrow, when it's well and truly dry, we'll do the highlights with the silver pen, mainly around the shield edging and the bolts, just basically following the highlights of the plastic itself, and we'll be done. It's looking pretty, guys. It's Christmas Day, nice and early. Unfortunately, we don't have much light. This is probably the coldest Christmas we've had, well, ever. It's 18 degrees. It's usually in the 30s, which suits me fine. I love cold weather. But anyway, you can see here I've painted the shield brown, and next we're going to detail it with the silver pen, and use the silver pen to touch up the sides as well to give a little bit of contrast on the skull. Yeah, I think it worked really well. I'll show you what the original one looked like. I'll insert it here, courtesy I think of Toyak as well. So you can see that that door was all green, so there was no contrast on anything, so nothing I could use there for any kind of ideas. But yeah, this one turned out really well. So I think that's it for Castle Grayskull. I've done everything, but yeah, I said that last time, unless something else comes to mind. I was also going for the style of the old medieval type of shields, where they'd have the metal outlays or inlays, whatever you want to call them. I'll post a picture I found off the internet here. That was kind of the vibe I was going for inspiration. There's something easy you can do there. Just a couple of bucks for some paint and a silver pen, and away you go. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Enjoy your Christmas. Cheers.